it's Jo, and it's time for yoga, YogaJo, day 1 of folding into fold. So we're going to need our blanket, a strap, and 2 blocks. So make sure you have all your equipment, pause if you need to, otherwise let's get started straight away. You may need to sit on a block. I recommend you actually do, let's sit on a block. Or you can always sit on a blanket. So place down your block or your blanket and let's work into Sukhasana, our free pose. So one ankle in front of the other, knees working down to the floor. Sitting up nice and straight, palms facing up, shoulders back and down, pull in the navel and sit up nice and tall. Let's close our eyes to begin. So closing your eyes, nose is parallel to the floor, and just focus on your breath. Nice deep breathing. Let's do some Ujjayi breathing. Ud meaning upwards, Jaya meaning conqueror. So breathing like a proud conqueror, breathing through the nose. So as you inhale, lifting up tall, keeping it up there, holding and exhaling. So try and get some rhythm going with your breath. So inhaling, holding, and then slowly exhaling for the same amount of time. So let's inhale, let's say for the count of 4, hold it, and exhale for the count of 4. Hold, inhaling for the count of 4, and exhaling for the count of 4. Continue breathing, keeping your positioning, placing your body nice and tall, getting your apparatus working correctly. And listening to the sound coming from the lungs, not from the back of the throat. Try to increase that sound, that volume, and work that rhythm correctly. Nice, deep breathing. Ujjayi breathing. As you do that, I'll just let you know what we're on our way to do. So forward bends are the pinnacle pose of self-reflection. Practicing and finding comfort, maintaining a forward bend takes time and a lot of patience. As a tree has no attachment to the leaves that fall from its branches in autumn, we can also let go of what no longer serves us. This allows us to move forward, rediscovering ourselves amidst the quiet felt in the forward bends that we will be doing. Please be aware of warnings that if you are suffering with back problems or bad hip rotations or slipped discs, please work with extra awareness and never hunch your back. Kindly drop your chin down towards your chest. A little saying for today. Autumn shows us how beautiful it is to let things go. Slowly begin to open your eyes, looking down at the floor. Draw your eyes along the floor until your chin is parallel. Bring your palms together. Welcome to yoga, everybody. So we're going to change our cross of our legs to our unnatural cross. If it feels wrong, it's definitely right. I'm going to take our arms out to the side. Let's have a big inhale, lift up tall. And let's exhale all the way out. Once again, inhale, lifting up tall, and exhaling all the way out. Let's bring our arms up, and you take your right arm over to the right side, placing it down, lifting up with the left, big stretch those intercostals, and then taking it over towards the right side. You can bend your elbow for the stretch, keep your knees down to the floor. Keep lengthening and stretching, and then slowly twist and look up to the ceiling. Lengthen a little bit more, stretching to it. Keep the knees down, like you're reaching, and coming all the way back up. Let's take both arms up, placing down your left hand. Inhale, lift up tall. Exhale, stretch over as far as you can. Feel that lengthening you've got. Stretch those intercostals. Breathe into it. And then slowly you'll start to twist to look up to the ceiling. Push the knees down. Keep pushing those knees down. And slowly up you come. Bring both arms up. Urdhva, both hands coming together above the head. Clasp and stretch up. And then slowly work over towards the right. Don't overdo this. Just do it with the core. Don't arch the back or anything like that. Stretching out. And then slowly coming all the way back up. Over to the left side. Lengthen as you stretch into those hands. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And up you come. Let's take the fingertips to touch and extend all the way down. We do a little bit of a forward bend. So I want you to place your hands in front of you. Lengthen, lifting up and slowly working yourself down. So working down to where you can go to. Lengthening. Keeping your buttocks down either on the block or onto the floor. And then you can take your hands out in front of you. So I'm just going to work myself back. I'm going to keep my buttocks down because it's a little bit more for those who are more advanced, rather than work without the block here. Stretch your arms out in front of you. Big stretch, big lengthening. Let's come up onto your fingertips and let's walk over to the right side. Stretch and lengthen. Keeping the knees down. Walk back to the center. And over to the left. Big stretch. And back to the center. Walking your hands back and sitting up nice and tall. So we're going to go on to all fours now. So you're going to place your hands directly underneath the shoulders. Obviously your block will just move out of the way. And I can pull up my pants. Yeehaw! Okay. Hands directly underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And you're making sure that when you look back you can't see your feet. So they're hiding. It's like hiding those feet with the feet. Let's work with our cat and cow breath. So you make sure you get a nice flat back. You're going to inhale, looking up with your eyes. Don't arch. I don't want this arching. I want a flat back. Inhale, looking up. Exhale. Now round and tilt. Anterior tilt with the pelvis. In we go. Exterior tilt. Out you go. But lengthening, flexing with the back. So you've got a full flexation with the back as you look up. And slowly coming back in. Inhaling up. Exhaling out. Once more, inhale in, flattening and lengthening. So you're lengthening out. You do have a slight lift, but not much. I don't want you arching, so I just want to lengthen. It's a flexing of the back. Lengthen, inhale up, exhale round, and come back. So because we're on the first day, just to teach you something about this, if you sit down, okay, if you sit down, I want you to extend out. You see I have a big stretch with the back and a kind of an anterior tilt with my buttocks. That is the forward bend we try and focus on. We try to extend to this forward bend. So it's a flattened back. It's not rounded back. It's a flattened back, a lengthening through my arms, and a kind of a flattened exterior tilt with the buttocks. So stretching out, flexation with the back. You got it? Come back into all fours. Keep that nice flat back. And from here you take your right arm out in front of you, left leg out, stretch it out. Try and get yourself nice and square here. Pull in the navel, so you got a flat back, drop the hip. And hold it here. Just for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place on the right hand, left knee. Let's go to the other side. Left arm up, right leg out. Stretch. Find your middle balance. Pull the navel in. Drop, tilt the hip to the right. And extend. Lift out of the shoulders. And let's hold. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hand down, knee down. Fantastic. So we're slowly work into our down dog. You place your hand, one hand step forward, you tuck your toes. Lift your knees just off the floor. Push your hips back. So here again, you see that nice straightness of the back. I'm extending. There's that forward bend. And then with control, only your tailbone lifts to the ceiling. So only the tailbone, my knees are still bent. My tailbone, I've still got that straight, flat back. I'm extending out of the shoulders. Now, I start to straighten my legs if you can on the tippy toes. If this is too hard, you can keep your knees bent. Now I'm going to start to work it out. So, taking your right heel down, and let's lift up. Left heel down, and let's lift up. Right heel down, lift up. Left heel down, and lift up. Right back down, up, left, up, and let's take both heels down as much as you can go. So just stretch into it. Lengthen out of the shoulders from the heel of the hands to the shoulders, shoulders to the tailbone. Do you see that tilt? So I'm not here, I'm lengthening back. That is the difference I'm talking about. That full extension with the forward bend. Release your head and up and down. So that is the correct, works with the forward bend. So it's folding into forward, we're working into this forward fold. And it's not this, it's purely that. Extending, straightening, stretching into it, lengthening into the heel of the hands. Breathe and hold. Beautiful. Let's slowly walk our feet towards our hands. Bunny and bones touch, ankles apart. Now for those who can't get here with straight legs, walk it up, get to where I am, then straighten your legs. If you want to use your blocks, you're welcome to use your blocks, 1 block, 2 block, whatever you've got. I want you to have your head relaxed, and I want you to put your buttocks over your heels. Okay, your bunny bones together, so the outsides of your feet are parallel to the outsides of your mat. You're relaxing yourself down, and now it feels like you're falling onto, you fall forward, because it's like too far forward. So you really want to feel that there's a wall straight behind you. Lengthen down, really lengthen. Feel that lengthening down to drop into it. Breathe and lengthen. Beautiful. Revolve the shoulders back and down and relax your head. I want you to straighten your legs. Yes, it's a huge hamstring stretch. Just relax into it. Either you're holding you all the way up here, that's fine. But I want you to extend and lengthen into it. Breathe into it. Place the hands into prayer. Roll your shoulders back. Let's lengthen. Now what are we coming up with? You're going to utilize your core and you're going to keep stretching forward as you come up. So I'm stretching forward that way. I'm coming up forward. All the way to standing. Let's take our arms. Inhale, lift. Lengthen once again. Let's clasp the fingers together, stretch up, Urdhva Hasta. And let's work over to the right side. Stretching over to the right. Don't push the hips to the left. Keep the hips in the center. Arms to the right. Back to the center. Over to the left. Hips stay in the center. So be aware of what you're doing. Back to the center. Fingertips touch, arms out. Keep standing. Now you see I pull my pelvis in, tuck my bottom, shoulders back, lift my chest, strengthen and lengthen through my fingertips. Tadasana. My nose parallel to the floor, close your eyes, find your balance. Nice deep breathing, and open your eyes. So we're going to work into our inversion. Now obviously this is day 1, it's for more, it's great for the beginners and it's great for those who are going to be using this for a few days. So you have your options. You're either going to work into your dolphin, your Sirsana, or your Bakasana, or both. So the more advanced people, I want you to go into Sirsasana and Bakasana for at least 3 minutes, 3 minutes. I'm going to be here 6 minutes. Off you go. You know what to do, you're going. Okay, I'm going to go slowly through this time. I'm already on the clock, watching the time, and just see how you go with the time. For those who don't know what they're doing, let's work it out slowly. So, you're going into a dolphin. It's great to work with a block. The warnings. If you are menstruating, high blood pressure, problems with your neck, you're going to be going into dolphin. If you have shoulder issues, rather just work into your straight down dog that we were working on earlier. You saw how you can sit and tweak that down dog. You can work it. You never have a good enough down dog. I never have a good enough down dog. I can keep working on that for ages. So it's something you can play with constantly, and that is an inversion. Just believe it or not, that is an inversion. So we work in dolphin. Elbows together. Those who have straps, you're welcome to work straps. Elbows a little bit in. I hold into my block, and the reason I do that is to keep the distance correct. Then I make sure my shoulders are nicely back. So I'm not sitting here, I'm sitting back. Tuck the toes and I walk myself forward. I'm not here, I'm back. My head is off the floor. I want to try and get my heels down to the floor. Lengthening, shoulders back, stretching into it, pushing into those hamstrings. Lengthen, taking my head up, trying looking at the floor or to the block. Walk, 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 walk. And then if I'm feeling really strong, I'm going to lift one leg up at a time. Okay. Lifting up. When you're tired, you walk back, your toes together, your knees apart, and you rest it out. Alright, you keep doing this. Keep going, keep moving into it. The rest of you, you're either in Sirsasana or Bakasana. Just to show you the difference between the two. You've got a few minutes left. Keep going with it. So obviously Sirsasana, your foundation is everything. So elbows, hands down. The way we put our hands, you place them together, as if you've got them together. Tuck the baby fingers under, like a little church in there. Thumbs up, I've got a little egg in between there, so I don't want to squash the egg, and I'll push my heel of my hands together. When I do that, I'm pushing most down with my wrists, and my forearms are really pushed down. From there, I make sure that I place my head down, and I keep my thumbs up, and brace the shoulders, tuck the toes, and I slowly start to work my way up. When I come down exactly the same way. You can always go up with your knees bent or however you want to come up. 2 fists underneath one another. You got 1.5 minutes left. Start finishing off your final pose. Don't rush it. Slowly. That Bakasana pose, I'm just going to quickly show you which is the difference. Bakasana, you make a triangle on the mat, on the blanket, and your hands, just like I've got them here, you place them under the bottom corners. You place your head at the top, heel of the hand in between the 2 eyes. That is where your head goes. So where that long finger is, that is what I'm going to put down. You're placing it down, elbows in. Walking up, placing one knee, feet together, and then slowly working yourself up. When you come down, same way, you're going to bring your knees to the outside, and slowly down. So everybody can start coming down now, placing one fist underneath one another. If you were doing your dolphin for all that time, I'm so proud of you. I hope you weren't just sitting there and watching and thinking, yay! Keep going, guys. You've got to keep doing it. Keep upping the antes. So keep putting a little more into it every day. Fantastic. From there, just move your equipment out the way. And then slowly you stretch your arms